what we will do is we will discuss multi-stage graph. So this is one more problem in dynamic programming technique. So where dynamic programming technique can be used to solve this kind of optimization problems. We move on to multi-stage graph. So it is one of the very interesting type of graph. So wherein a multi-stage graph can be called as a directed graph, where every edge is provided with a direction, that is origin of the vertex and end of the vertex. And this graph is being partitioned into multiple groups of disjoint sets. Disjoint sets means to say that a separate vertices, separate vertices in each group. So a graph can be divided into k disjoint sets or groups, which we can call it as vertex group 1, that is V1, vertex group 2, vertex group 3, and so on, Vk. And each of these vertex 1, vertex 2, vertex 3, so on, Vk are considered to be as stages. So that is why it is being called as a multi-stage or more than one stage graph. So here, one more condition we have is whenever you have an edge, so edge should be originating from one edge, that is previous stage, and it should be ending at the other vertex of the next stage. So that is why you can see that every stage, every edge UV should be in such a way that U belongs to Vi and V belongs to the next stage, that is Vi plus 1. So capital V here, it indicates it's a set, okay? And you can also consider that them as a stages. So if U belongs to the previous stage, so if the edge is originating from previous stage, then it should connect to the vertex which is there in the next stage. So we cannot have edges which are connected among the vertices of the same stage. So this is the condition here, that every edge which is originating should be from one stage, that is previous stage, and connecting to another vertex of the next stage. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Then here we have a single vertex stages, that is first stage will contain a single vertex and the last stage will also contain a single vertex. So that is V1 will contain one vertex and the last stage, that is Vk, will contain one vertex. So those vertices are being called as source and sink, that is S and T. So S stands for source and T stands for sink. It is as good as, the resources are originating from source S and all will, converge to sink, last node, that is T. So an example of this, you can see that this is one of the multi-stage graph where all the edges are marked with a direction. And these vertices are being classified into 5 groups, that is V1, V2, V3, V4, and V5. You can see that V1 and V5, which are nothing but source and sink vertices, where a vertex originates from, graph originates from vertex 1 and it terminates at vertex 12. Okay, and in intermediate, you can see that we have V2, V3, V4 are the intermediate stages. The edges are originating from one stage, ending at the other stage. I think you can see that, edge originating from vertex 1, ending at vertex 2. That is, vertex 2 is lying in the second stage. Likewise, an edge originating from vertex 1 and ending at vertex 3. So vertex 3 is in the stage 2 and vertex 1 is in the stage 1. Same way, you can see that, 2 to 6, vertex 2 to 6. So there is an edge 2 to 6 where 2 is stage 2 and 6 is in stage 3, and similarly. Now, whenever we try to draw, so even if we consider this as a path from one location to the other location, there can be multiple paths to reach to the destination. So the cost of the path, for example, if we take 1 to 2, 2 to 7, 7 to 10, 10 to 12. So the cost of the path will be the sum of the edges. For example, 1 to 2 is 9, 9 to, 2 to 7 is 2, then 7 to 10 is 3, and vertex 10 to 12 is 2. So if we try to join all this, sum up all this, so we can say that this is the cost of this particular path. That is 1, 2, 7, 10, and 12 is one of the path. Same way, we can have other paths also. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So there can be path originating from a source and terminating at sink. That is T. So for example, we can also have a path from 1 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, and vertex 9 to 12. So we can also have a path of this type. We can also have a path of 1 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12. So there can be many feasible solutions. That is feasible solution here, it is indicating that it has to originate, that path should originate from the source vertex and it has to end at sink vertex. So we may have multiple feasible solution, and dynamic programming is one of the technique where it will try to find out the best feasible solution, which we call it as optimal solution. Now, what is the optimal solution? Here in this case is a multi-stage graph should find out a minimal path from source to sink. Fine. So we may have multiple paths available. So it has to find out a path which has a minimal cost of travel from source to sink. To solve this, we have two techniques which have been followed in the dynamic programming. That is, one is called as forward method, which is most probably being considered, and the other one is backward method. Now, in our discussion today, we are focusing on a forward method, and this is comparatively very simpler. Now, what does this forward method says? Just a clarification. Did you understand what is multi-stage graph? All of you?
What is the dotted line indicating, sir?
Don't worry about that. So you consider that is a straight line. Okay. So, is there any other doubts?
Correct. No, thank you.
So multi-stage graph is a very simple graph where vertices are being divided as a stages, and edges are originating from one stage and ending to the next stage. And for our easiness, what we have done here in this case is the stages, vertices are numbered according to the stages. As you can see here that after 1, which is nothing but first stage vertex, you have second stage vertices are 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, and the third stage is continuous to that. So 6, 7, 8. Fourth stage is 9, 10, 11, and fifth stage is 12. So this particular arrangement is done for easiness of our algorithm. So to represent algorithm in much more simpler fashion. Okay. So forward method, what it says is, whenever we are finding out the shortest path, that we generally call it as cost of ij, where I indicates the stage of the vertex and j indicate the vertex of that particular stage, vertex with that reference. So for example, you can see that a cost of 3, 6, it means to say that it is a third stage vertex 6. Am I right? So it is third stage vertex 6. So if we say the cost of 4, 5, so then there should be fourth stage vertex 5. But as of now, we don't have that. So you can see here that if we can call fourth stage vertex 9, so we can say that it is cost of fourth stage vertex 9. So similarly, cost of 2, 3, what does it indicate? Cost of 2, 3. So cost of 2, 3 indicates it is second stage vertex 3. Fine. So most of the time our notion is whenever we represent cost matrix, so one is row, the other one is column. So and both will have the same weightage, like both will be vertices. Here in the multi-stage graph, when we are solving using forward technique, um, cost of the first unit will indicate it is a stage, and the second one indicate the vertex in that stage. Simple. So the cost of that will be equal to, we utilize the edge which is connecting from that J, vertex J, to the next stage vertex L. So J to L, and the cost of connecting that L to the sink, that is T. So that is given as cost of I minus 1, comma L. So is it I minus 1? Hello? Is it audible?
Yeah, sir, it's
Yes, sir,
audible,
sir.
sir.
Audible, sir.
Yeah. So if we take an example of, for example, if you want to find out a cost of 3 vertex, stage 3 vertex 6. So vertex 6 is connecting to vertex 9, that is stage 4. And similarly, vertex 6 is connecting to vertex 10. Now the shortest or least cost of this vertex 6 of the stage 3 is the connecting cost from 6 to 9 plus shortest path from 9 to sink. So shortest path from 9 to sink is given in this form. That is nothing but I minus 1, cost of I minus 1, and yeah. So I think it has to be I plus 1 because we are going for the next stage. Am I right? So if I is the stage of the vertices, that is multi-stage graph, and J is the vertex, and we are connecting from J to L, that is L is the next stage vertex, then the cost will be connecting cost from J to L plus shortest path from L to sink. So that is given as I plus 1 to L. Am I right?
Yes, sir. I think
Yes,
forward
sir.
method
It has
is
to be I plus 1 to L. I think we can correct here. It's fine now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we need to find out this cost. So likewise, what we do, we keep on finding out, we'll start with the, sink. Then we'll keep on moving one behind. So we'll take the forward calculated values. We'll move to the previous stage. Then we'll calculate the previous, stages, forward stage values. So we keep on taking the help of forward stage value every time, and to find out the shortest path from that vertex of that stage to the next one. So to make it as much more easier, we are also keeping track of to which vertex it is connecting to. So that is nothing but the value of, you can say that D. So D of J here it indicates to which vertex it has to connect to next. Or you can also call this as D as a direction. From 7th vertex where it has to connect to the next in a path or shortest path. So we are keeping track of another array called as D, or direction array. Fine. So if we take an example of this graph, which we have seen earlier. So this graph, how many stages we have? We have 5 stages. Correct? We have 5 stages. And you can see that in the first stage and the last stage, we have a single nodes. Correct? So first stage node, we call it as source node. And the last stage, that is node number 12, or vertex 12, is called as sink. Fine. We build this table which will have values of all the vertices listed down. That is vertices numbering. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on till 12. And we will have another row which calls as cost of ij, cost of that vertex connecting to sink. And we have d of j. What is d of j?
Next page.
D of j, D stands for direction. So it is trying to give a direction of flow. So if you try to represent D of j, if j is 7, suppose 7 wants to connect to 10. So we can mark that D of 7 as 10. So it is connecting to 10 in our shortest path. So we'll try to fill this table as and when we find the values of this. So ultimately this table will give us the complete flow. How exactly we can find out the path, that is shortest path from source to sink. And in each of that, you can say that stage 1, vertex 1 is in stage 1. So therefore we have cost of 1, 1. Then stage 2, we have vertex 2, 3, 4, 5. So therefore cost of 2, 3, cost of 2, 2, cost of 2, 4, and cost of 2, 5. So these 4 vertices are in stage 2. Likewise, 6, 7, 8 is in third stage. So therefore it is cost of 3, 6, cost of 3, 7, and cost of 3, 8. Same way, in the fourth stage we have 3 vertices. So that is 9, 10, and 11. So therefore their cost is represented as cost of 4, 9, 4, 10, and cost of 4, 11. And at the last stage we have only one vertex, that is nothing but 12. So usually the last vertex value will be 0. Means the shortest path reaching from sink to sink is generally 0. And its a successor, that is nothing but direction after 12 we don't have. So generally we'll mark it as nil, empty. Okay, so that stage 5 value we can calculate in this way. Stage 5, we have one single vertex, that is 12. Cost of 5, 12 is generally marked as 0. Am I right?
Yes.
So it's a shortest path. And its direction, it doesn't have any node after 12. So generally it is marked as empty, nil. Fine. Now using these two values, we will try to find out stage 4 elements. So stage 4, we have 3 vertices. So we need to find out cost of 4, 9, 4, 10, and then cost of 4, 11. So if we want to find out cost of 4, 9, 9 has an outgoing edge. How many outgoing edges we have from 9?
Only one.
Only one. So there are no commutators. When you come to 9, you have to go further to 12. So therefore, we don't have any computation here. So if we would have had more than one edges which are going out of 9, then we would have gone for finding out the best one. Here, as we don't have, so therefore what we do is the cost of connecting from 4th stage vertex 9 to sink is equal to weight of connectivity from 9 to 12, vertex 9 to vertex 12, then shortest path from 12 to sink. Shortest path from 12 to sink is 12 is in the stage 5. So therefore its value is 0. So we get a value of 0. Am I right? So it is 4 is a connecting cost, and then shortest path of 12 to sink is 0. So therefore the direction for 9, once you reach to 9, where you have to go to? You have to go to 12. Right? So we will fill this value, that is nothing but 9 is filled with the value 4, and D of j, that is nothing but D of 9 is taken as 12. Similarly, 4, 10, 4th stage vertex 10. So this is having, once again, it is having a single outgoing edge. So therefore it is weight of connecting from 10 to 12 plus cost of 5th stage vertex 12. So which can be given as 2 plus 0. So therefore, the next direction from 10 will be vertex 12. Am I right? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So you can similarly you can keep filling the table. So we get cost of 4 comma 9 is 4, cost of 4 comma 10 is 2. We have filled the respective value, and they are connecting. The direction which they are connecting is 12, node 12. Same way, we are left out with 11, vertex 11. So vertex 11 is in the stage 4. So stage 4, it is having one outgoing edge, so therefore there is no much computation. So it is weight of connecting from 11 to vertex 11 to vertex 12, and shortest path from 12 to sink, that is cost of 5 comma 12. Fifth stage, vertex 12, so which can be given as 5 plus 0. And as there is no much computation, after reaching to 11, you have to go to 12. So therefore D of 11, direction of 11 after 11 is 12. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Hope so you are writing down in a similar fashion. So we always start from stage 5, then we'll come to stage 4, then we'll come to stage 3, and so on. So every time we are taking the help of already calculated value, that is forward value. And using that forward value, we are calculating the previous stage value. So therefore, because of this reason, it is also called as forward method. So we have filled down in the table, we will fill in the 11th vertex, we will have a value of how much?
5.
5. Cost of ij will be 5 and d of j will be 12. Fine. So we have completed stage 4. Now, which is the leftover stage to be attempted?
Stage 3.
Stage 3. So we need to opt for stage 3. So in this stage 3, we have how many vertices?
3 vertices.
3 vertices, that is 6, 7, and 8. So we'll take up the first vertex. So first vertex 6. So it is cost of
3, 6.
3, 6. So here, as vertex 6 has 2 outgoing edge, then we need to choose the best one. So to choose the best one, we will apply a minimum of cost of connecting, that is a weight of 6 to 9, weight of 6 to 9, plus shortest path from 9 to sink, that we can call as cost of 4, 9. That is cost of 4, 9, fourth stage, vertex 9 to sink. Fine. So this is one outgoing edge from 6. We have another outgoing edge from 6.
Yes, sir.
To which node?
10.
To node 10. So therefore we will get another equation, that is weight of connecting from 6 to 10 plus shortest path of 10 to the sink node, that can be given as cost of 4, 10. As 10 belongs to fourth stage, so we are marking it as 4. So therefore we will have 6 to 9 is weight of 6, vertex 6 to vertex 9 is 6, plus shortest path from 4 to 9. So in the table we can check out 4 to 9, we have value 4. Similarly, 6 to 10 is 5, plus shortest path from 10 to 12. So we can check out here, that is nothing but 2. So 5 plus 2. So among this, which is the least one?
7.
7. So we can say that 7. So the meaning is nothing but when you are at vertex 6 in the stage 3, now the shortest path to reach to sink is stage 6 to 10 and 10 to 12. So this is the path if you are at stage 3 vertex 6. Fine. So accordingly, the next node which we need to connect is the least one. So least one is second part, that is 10. So therefore, D of 6 has to be
10.
Yeah, it has to be 10. So there is a mistake.
Yeah, sir.
It is not done deliberately, but it is a mistake also. Fine. So we need to update this as 10. Am I right?
Yeah, sir.
Then similarly, third stage vertex 7. It also follows, it is having two outgoing edges. So therefore, we need to find out the minimum path from 7 to sync. So therefore, there are two outgoing edges from 7. So weight of connecting from 7 to 10, that is W of 7 to 10, plus cost of connecting from, 7 to 10, then cost of connecting from 10 to a sync node. Same way, weight of connecting from 7 to 9, then shortest path from 9 to sync, that is 4, 9. So these two values, we get a value of 7 to 10 is 3, 7 to 10 is 3 plus 4 to 10. So 4 to 10 is 2, 3 plus 2, 5. Then same way, 7 to 9 is 4, 4 plus 4, 8. So the least value is
5.
5. So 5 is originating from which connection? It is originating from connectivity from vertex 7 to
7 to
vertex 9. So vertex 7 to, sorry, vertex 10. So vertex 7 to vertex 10, then vertex 10 to vertex 12. So this path is having total value of 5. And then therefore the direction for 7, after 7, it has to reach to vertex 10. So D of 7 becomes 10. I think our component is getting modified every time. So we got the value. Fine. So similarly, for 8 vertex in the stage 3. So 8 vertex has two outgoing edges. So to vertex 10 of the next stage and vertex 11. So therefore, connecting cost, that is weight of 8 to 10 plus shortest path from vertex 10 to sync. Same way, weight of 8 to 11 plus shortest path, that is cost of stage 4 vertex 11 to sync. So that is given in this way. So 8 to 10 is 5, 5 plus shortest path from 4 to 4th stage vertex 10 is 2. So 5 plus 2. And same way, 8 to 11 is 6 plus shortest path from vertex 11 to sync is 5. So we get 5 plus 2, 7. So therefore, value of cost of 3, 8 becomes 7, and its direction is via vertex 10. Fine. We get a value, and that mistakes continues, right? 3, 6. Okay, we'll try to correct that later. Similarly, now we have completed stage 3. Now we have to go back to stage 2. Till now, just check out if you have any doubts. We started with the stage 5. Stage 5, that is a destination sync node, which is having a cost of connectivity to sync is considered to be as 0, and therefore its direction further to connect is marked as nil. Then similarly, in the stage 4, we have 3 nodes, that is 9, 10, and 11. So these 3 vertices need to be connected to sync, and all these 3 have a single outgoing edge which is connecting to vertex 12. So therefore, their connectivity cost will be so much. That is, cost of 4, 9 will be equal to weight of 9 to 12. That is connecting cost from vertex 9 to vertex 12, plus the shortest path from 12 to sync. So it is 0. Fine. Similarly, 4th stage vertex 10, connecting cost from vertex 10 to 12 is 2, and then shortest path from 12 to sync. And same way, other vertex of the stage 4, that is 11, So cost of connecting from fourth stage vertex 11 is equal to connectivity cost from 11 to 12, then shortest path from 12 to 6. Hope so. It's fine. Then once we complete stage 4, we have moved to stage 3. And we have found in a similar way. Here, whenever you have more than one outgoing edge from that vertex, then we go for choosing the best one or least cost one. So there we apply minimum weight of connectivity from that vertex to the next stage vertex, then shortest path from that vertex, that is vertex 9 to 6. Same way, 6 to 10, then shortest path from 10 to 6. And we have found this value. Likewise, we'll calculate forward cost of 3,6. We'll calculate cost of 3,7 and then 3,10. Fine. So similarly, can you try for second stage vertices?
Yes, sir.
Second stage vertices are
4. There are 4.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So in vertex 2, we have 3 outgoing edges. You can see that there are 3 outgoing edges. So that is, it is going to vertex 6, vertex 7, and vertex 8. So therefore 3 outgoing edges. So when we have 3 outgoing edges, we have a computation among all the 3. So we need to find out which is the least cost among them. Likewise, we have from vertex 3, we have 2 outgoing edges. And how about vertex 4?
Only 1.
We have only 1. So there is no much ambiguity, no much computation. So you can just choose whatever the shortest path which we have calculated from 8 plus the cost connectivity from 4 to 8. So you will try this by yourself for stage 2.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So similarly, we'll fill the table and so on. So once we complete the stage 2, stage 1 utilizes the calculated values of stage 2. So we get 4 outgoing edges from stage 1, and therefore we get a best among those 4. Can we stop till here, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
I think
Let them
another
solve
2
and come
stages.
back, sir.
Yeah, another
solve
2
and come.
stages. Let them try. It is almost like a monotonous.
Yeah,
There's no much confusion there.
correct. No, let them try solving it, sir. Let them come back with a solution, and then we
Yeah.
can discuss.
Yeah, definitely. Can we do that, students?
Okay, sir.
You try for stage 2. So stage 2 is cost of 2,2, cost of 2,3, cost of 2,4, and cost of 2,5. So once you complete that, we need to calculate stage 1. So stage 1, we have only one vertex, so therefore it is cost of 1,1. So if we can calculate that, then we can find out the least cost path as well as. So in our next class, we will discuss the continuation of this and the algorithm related to it. Fine?
Okay, sir.
Any doubts? If you have, you can. Students, if you have any doubts.
If you have any doubts, clear your doubts and then solve the second stage and complete the solution and come so that we can discuss in the next class. Any doubts?
Hope so you have noted down this graph.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Sir, we'll send the material, no, sir.
Yes.
Send it. I think they would have noted it down by now. They have to write the solution, right?
Yes. So they need to write down this.
You show the first slide, sir. Let them copy down the graph. If anyone has not copied.
Yes.
Have you copied on the graph, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we can stop, ma'am, till here.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir.